welcome back to day 3 of the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. We have the expert with us, Panky. I am Jason. We've been watching some of these amazing matches. This is a second semifinal. We have a 1-0 lead currently for Gambit Gaming. And I wanted to say this. We had IEM Kiev back in 2012. They were under the name Moscow 5, but previously Empire. They made a name for themselves then. Now they are Gambit Gaming, the first tournament of their career with Gambit Gaming in 2013. And we'll see if they can make a name for themselves, beating Azubu Frost. Panky, game number 2, what do you expect?
I expect Frost to take it. I expect they're going to go and even this series up, and we're going to have a full 3-game semi-final for both semi-finals, and it's going to be phenomenal. And I think we're going to see about 20-something Giants belts.
20-something Giants belts. Maybe another 8 Randuins or something like that, a couple Warmugs, as we saw in that last game. And wow, I mean, Frost, like I don't think they expected to lose that because of that performance we saw on day 1. I know I know Azubu really wanted to start playing Moscow 5 to see what they really brought to the table, and you saw right there just how well Gambit Gaming can play.
Yeah, I mean, Jack said it on Twitter just between the games, Snoopy in agreement, and obviously Snoopy's been giving some input, some analysis on the games through the Twitch chat, apparently, from what I can see. Itemization being a massive part of Season 3 now. It's not so much the champions, not so much the balance and the numbers on them, but we mentioned how the new items made Rise really strong, and the new build pass making the Bruisers really strong, but it's more than just that. Singed, as I said, too tanky, not enough damage. If you had a Leandris, if we had a Rale's Crystal Scepter, it would have been a very different deal. But there's more to it than that as well. Locket of the Iron Solari is arguably one of the strongest items in game right now. A lot of the supports are raving about it and rushing it as a first item, but it's not quite trickled down to the solo queues and the custom games and things yet, but slowly it'll get there. People will learn. Everyone's there. It's still very new, this patch, considering how much has been put into it. So people will learn, people will try, and we'll keep seeing new strategies for quite a long time. Yep,
well, we are in the picks and bans. We're going to have Gambit Gaming as our blue team and Azubu Frost as our purple team. Right off the bat, we see that Olaf ban and Azubu Frost banning out that Kha'Zix away from Alexic.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Interesting that they ban the Evelyn rather than let him pick it. Okay, Alex has got a really strong Evelyn. We've seen him do crazy things with that before. But we've also seen Rapid's do some crazy things with it. We've also seen Peke do some crazy things. They were all leaving it left open for those teams. Okay, Soez took it for Fnatic, not Peke, but every time we've seen someone try an Evelyn, today being the only day we've actually seen her played, every day it's just been banned before now, she hasn't really made that kind of impact. She's gone in, she's done what she's trying to do, and just died.
Yep.
It's not really there. I wouldn't consider it ban-worthy, but...
well, you kind of have to prevent them from getting, because Alexic was one of the first. I remember at Gamescom 2012, he was one of the first playing that. But we do have Gambit actually banning out Misfortune. I think this is the only team that actually banned Misfortune in the entire game, taking it away from Woong, and they ban out that Lee Sin. Obviously, Diamond Prox considered probably one of the best, if not the best, Lee Sin in the world. And Gambit Gaming, with their first pick, what are they going to take? We still have Twisted Fate left open, as well as Lulu, but he goes for that Rise, which he's been playing quite a bit. He's an amazing Rise player.
He's one of his favorite champions and has been for a long, long time. Normally, as we mentioned really early on the weekend, yes, he's really strong in the new items. Yes, he's a great champion. He does a lot of damage now. But he's not so wonderful in all the lane matchups. So you normally wait a little bit longer and see what you're coming up against and then see if Rise works. Alex, however, is confident enough that you're going to straight out pick it. We've seen a couple of other attempts as well. You can run in with Teleport, you can go to the top lanes, bottom lanes, using that snare, using your damage, your AoE damage, your bonus movement speed. He has some pretty strong ganks in that potential. He could still do it. Obviously, he's still got all this time while everyone else picks to change his summoner spells, and it could also vary on what Azubu pick. So we'll see what they go with, but they have got, same as last time, Cho'Gath, and Mad Life is going to have his Blitzcrank back. He did get some very powerful grabs in that game, but unfortunately, none of them are quite game-turning. And more Banshee's Veils are coming out to counter that too now, so we need to land those grabs before that happens. Those Banshees, I mean, we saw, again, Fnatic versus Blaze, there was one grab, if Unrated had managed to get it, it would have won them the game. It was onto
Kog'Maw.
Onto Kog'Maw, yes, it would have pulled him out of position, would have died, and that would have been more or less game over. But a Banshee's Veil was there, Banshee's Veil saved him. It's a very, very powerful item, but if you're going to go and get some damage, you're going to have to wait quite a while to get there, so it's a bit of a trade-off, but Mad Life needs to land a grab early.
Well, we did see in Azubu Blaze versus Fnatic that Cho'Gath being used in game number 3, and we'll see how well Frost can use it here. With that Blitzcrank, I mean, the casters were saying that Gambit is doing such an amazing job of dodging all the pulls. Yeah, there was one bad one, but for the most part, they did a great job with that. We do see that Ezreal locked again. We do see that Xin Zhao And I mean, we saw those two champions last game. They did a phenomenal job. Zublaze now with the next, or sorry, Frost now with the next two picks. I'm really curious to see what they're going to pick up here because they do have that mid lane available if they want to.
They don't have to rush out that mid lane pick. They know what Moscow got. There's nothing that they have to take away before they get there. They can sit here and spend their time thinking on what they want to play against.
Wow.
And Rapid starts grabbing his Anivia. This is the first time we've seen it all tournament, but it's not the first time we've seen Rapid start playing. They're an incredibly powerful champion. It's unbelievably good with that Blitzcrank. You land that grab, you zone their entire team out, you put a wall down between them, you
call
can't
silence.
get back to it. And yes, and that long range stun, and the sieging if you want to defend your own base. It's very, very hard to get through. We've obviously seen Froggen do ridiculous things with that champion, and some crazy builds. And as we've said, itemization being so strong now, build's going to be different every time. And on top of that, Boom's now picked himself a Varus, another champion, first for our weekend. But he is very, very strong now. He had the downside before of having very bad, literally no escapes. But people are starting to learn how to use it a little bit different. There's more mobility items and things now. He can start building more defensive, just picked himself a Warmog so he can take a bit more punishment. That ultimate is still incredibly powerful. He has a really good zoning slow with his E, which has great burst damage in the early game and in the late phase.
It's great harass in that early laning phase.
Yeah, so he's a very powerful champion and his late game damage is unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I mean, that pick also locks in even more CC, more control for Frost to work with. As we do have, it looks like the support is being kind of picked here, as we might see Darren yet again going to be on that Renekton. And we might see Edward on that Nunu.
Edward Nunu, we saw him on Sona before. Nunu is another one of his big favorite champions that for a long while regarded a ban just for Gosu on Nunu. Before everyone else was banning Nunu, before that Kate Nunu combo, before everyone realized quite how strong he was being targeted against Edward just because it's Edward. So we'll see exactly what Azubu got with it. He is very strong against that Varus because Varus' auto attacks obviously apply those blight stacks. That's a big portion of his damage, and his movement speed as well. He gets an attack speed buffer every time a creeper and a champion dies nearby him, or he gets the last hit, sorry. So that slow and that attack speed slow coming out of Nunu is going to be even more powerful against that Varus. And on top of that, if Blitzcrank grabs Nunu, chances are you're actually going to lose the fight more often. Grabbing Nunu is not a good target because you grab him, you knock him up, he's just going to slow your carry, pop his ultimate off, you've got nothing to stop it. It's just going to go full channel and you're going to have Genja the whole time beating into you as you're trying to run away.
And in the laning phase, it's actually the counter to Blitzcrank. You can slow him down, speed your AD carry up. It's going to be very hard for him to land that pull. And Shy picking up Jax. He's going to play his two favorite champions in these two games. In the World Finals, he did an amazing job, got that double kill against CLG, I believe that was, and just kind of made it an internet sensation again, or at least in League of Legends again. And we will have him in that top lane against Renekton. I mean, Jax doesn't have the strongest early game. Obviously, at level 6, he picks up extremely well because the passive on that ultimate, but I guess we're going to find out how it goes as they're going to load in.
Yeah, he does have some trouble against Renekton early, but Shy's experience
did you notice
he just
that?
switched to teleport
Yes,
as well
he did.
at the last second. It's been a while since we've seen Jax. We haven't seen him here all this weekend, but he is a very powerful champion and has so many new build paths. Blade of the Ruined King and a 15-minute Baron is very possible in a couple of situations, but I don't think they're going to risk throwing away a semi-final game on that.
Yep, well, Panky, who do you really have to win this game? Because we just saw Gambit play amazingly well. Frost obviously not going to be out of it just yet.
I want to give it to Azubu. They have a lot of new champions. They love different champions. The Nivea first time this weekend, Jax first time, Varus first time, and I want to see a third game.
I want to see Gambit win, actually, because, I don't know, everyone actually wants to see them win, but really expect Frost to do it. And I guess we'll find out in this game number 2. We're going to go ahead and send you over to Jat, Demon, and Joe.
Live once again here. It is Gambit Gaming versus Azubu Frost. Gambit Gaming 1-0 up. Something a lot of people didn't expect, but you know, why would you ever count out the ex-Moscow 5 lineup? They have always performed when it counts. They managed to squeak their way through from the group stage. Just 60 seconds was the difference. The back would have turned it out, but we do have Azubu Frost on a number of champions. Rapid Star on Anivia. I think it's something like he leveled all the way from 1 to 30 on Anivia, if I recall rightly. Mad Life on Blitzcrank. Didn't quite work out for him in the last game, but still did manage to land a couple of important hooks. Shy on Jax. We saw him phenomenal at Season 2 finals. But more importantly, we have Woong on Varus. Intrigued by that one. Level 1 fight don't look like they're going to happen here. We saw Darien on Renekton in the last game, Diamond Prox on Shinzao in the last game, Genja on Ezreal in the last game, Alex Ich on his favourite champion, which you've all seen in the champion spotlight, on Rise. Definitely going to be a power battle between these teams. And honestly, it's going to be a big skill battle between the teams, Joe. We are setting up. It's going to be a straightforward, but it looks like the lane swap could be happening for Azubu Frost here.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. We've got the normal bottom lane, the AD carry, the support, both on the top side of the jungle currently. So looking like Madlife and Woong will be headed into this top lane to take on that Renekton. That will leave, of course, Jax versus Ezreal Nunu in this bottom lane. Now starting with the red buff over on the Azubu side, and actually we are going to see the blue buff being given over as well.
Yeah, is it going to be given to Shy or Rapid Star? I would expect Rapid Star, but I think he's just helping Shy out here. Shy is going to take it. Yes, he will be. So Shy's going to have that blue buff in that bot lane. Is he going to go back and buy, or is he just going to chuck down those potions? He is going to go back and buy. So he's going to make sure he comes back a little stronger.
And that blue buff being given to Shy is actually more about the experience than anything else. He's going to be in that 1v2 lane, so he really needs that quick edge so he doesn't get completely beat on early.
So up in the top lane there, we can see Renekton. We saw Darien in that last game actually have a couple of problems with that lane. I mean, they didn't quite get in there and kill him, but we saw him swap to middle briefly, and then he came back down in towards the bottom. So we'll see how that works out for him this time. Obviously, Blitzcrank is a perfect rock in a way, in the fact that he can zone him so well because you've always got that fear of him just pulling you straight out.
Yeah, he could easily just hook you straight through, and that's kind of like what Madlife was threatening with. As it is, they are sorting themselves out. Darien, of course, going to struggle, does get hooked in, gets the power fist on. As soon as level 2 came out there, they went for it. They're trying to go for the kills, not going to happen. But Madlife, the second he hit level 2, he knew that was going to go for that grab. Worked it out excellently. Meanwhile, down that bottom lane, they're going to keep pressure on the bottom. Of course, Shy only getting 2 CS. They're both about to be pushed up towards the tower, though. But Genja with Gosu Pepper on that Blood Boil, it's just going to go full out damage. Mid lane, very much even in CS between those two. Diamond Prox on a bit of an invade here. Where's he heading? It's going to be the Wolves. They're not up. Is he going to go and try and take any other advantages?
And he was actually there for a gank, but he got spotted out by Cloud Templar, so they actually know where Diamond Prox is. They're coming in big here.
They're coming around the backside, and you can see Cloud Templar is going in for. There's a teleport coming in as well. Alex, this is going to join the party on towards Shy. Shy taking down very low. There's first blood. They could get a double kill here. They're coming towards it. They will. And it's Alex to pick up the kill. Genja taking down very low. And wow, they're going straight for the turret jump.
Absolutely amazing stuff from Gambit, and that's the funny thing, as Jack mentioned, they saw him there as well, but they just couldn't do anything, especially when that teleport on Alex H comes through.
The thing was, they thought they were safe since they had 2 people there, and that always repels the 3-man gank. They didn't account for the teleport that came in from Rise.
And immediately Shy teleported back in there, trying to save out that turret. One more hit would have done it, but instead he holds it out for a little bit longer. Is the duo lane going to switch out here already, or are they just going to have to finish the job? I'm not too sure. They are going to switch up, so it's down to Darien to try and finish the job. Instead, he's going to get caught out on the top. They did get the stun down on Madlife. Dashes out. Madlife missing the grab. Point blank range as he sliced and diced away.
Yeah, trying to predict his course and path there a little bit, which, it wasn't actually that far off, so you've got to take those risks that he's going to slice and dice at least at some point. We saw in the last game some great jukes from that out of Darien, so that was always going to happen. But that leaves us with Rise 1-0-1. He's got the tier in there, he's got plenty of pots towards the flask already in, as well as Diamond now headed in towards middle, and Rapid Star is in all kinds of trouble. He is going to get egged here, and is he going to be able to survive it? Knockup comes around from Cho'Gath, but Rapid Star super low will go down, and the kill given over to Diamond. They've got 3 kills spread over 3 players. That's great news for Gambit.
Xin Zhao has always been one of Diamond's favorite junglers, and we really haven't seen that much out of Xin in the Season 3 patch, but he's really bringing it back in here.
Yeah, very strong. Played it a number of times, and Genja now starting to put pressure on towards his top lane. Catches it. Madlife blocks off his AD carry. Bottom lane now started, obviously, the 2 single tanks not really got much CS between the pair of them, 19 and 22. They've been really brutally bullied out of it. We can see a level advantage for Darien here. Shy just left up a level as well. And immediately just going to poke back and forward. Darian's job right now is to get up to that turret, push that wave, and just get that singular hit. That's all that's required, just one hit. He's going to make sure he doesn't overextend himself, though. Rapid Star returning back to mid lane. Got himself the Chalice of Harmony, but Tear of Goddess coming out for Alexic. Interesting that they let Alexic, let Diamond Prox have that kill. Kind of looked between the two. I think it looked more like of a kill secure situation than anything, because I think Alex could have quite easily taken that one.
Yeah, but one thing that it does offer, obviously, then, is a little bit more in the jungle for that Xin Zhao to be making his presence more widely felt across these lanes.
He's going for it again.
Yeah, it looks like he is as well. He's right inside of that jungle. Actually not spotted as of yet by Ward. We can see here in that top lane, bit of pressure coming down on towards Edward. Madlife not exactly healthy there either, but the grab will come down. Edward now in all kinds of trouble, but Genja coming in from the backside. He's actually put the exhaust down.
Mid lane, they're going in. They have managed to take down Rapid Star again. This time, Cloud Templar got in on towards it, and Alex Itch dropped as well. So it was a trade 1-for-1. Diamond Prox was in there. Cloud Templar sensing the danger. Bottom turret also went down, and now you're seeing Darien just bullying Shy well out of the lane.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff here. Shy now. Is he going to be under pressure? I mean, Darien is just going to keep pushing, going to keep hammering away now on this turret. Shy not quite level 6 as of yet. And here is Diamond wanting going into the jungle. And this is where Diamond really made his name. He's so good in that invasion position, as Templar does take a bit of damage there, but Diamond Prox not wanting to go too far. Blitzcrank did come back as well, but nice dodge there of the rupture.
And now as Rapid Star makes his way back towards lane, he's really got to be careful in here, because he is getting completely punished and camped by Alex Each and Diamond Prox. Still no flash up. They're going to continue to punish him with ganks. He's got to be in a lot of trouble.
You know, Diamond Prox took a lot of abuse, really. You know, sometimes he's not been on his A game in a while, but it seems to be that he's certainly making a comeback here. Giant Spell being picked up by Darren. He's going to be tanky down that bottom lane. You can see started to just bully Shy out of that one. We'll see how that one develops. Genja versus Woong in this top lane at the moment. It is Genja with the CS lead, so all of the lanes really are ahead. 1-1-3. Of course, despite the fact he is behind, Alex Itch is ahead in terms of goal, because he's had those kills, had those assists. They're going to pick up the red buff, and we're going to see where Diamond Prox follows through to.
Yep, Darien just passing by as well on that south side of the jungle, and is actually going to go through the dragon pit there. See, up at the top as well. Alex Itch may get caught out here somewhat, as we are going to see Woong in that position. He has to flash away from that one. Madlife, you're going to get taken down, and it's Genja that picks up this one. This kill spread, I can't believe how spread that is across the entire board now.
And this is the pure aggression of Alex Itch here. See hero, kill hero, teleport into the ward on that top lane, creating everything. That's twice he's teleported in, creating kills.
And you say, Joe, that that all the kills are spread out amongst Gambit Gaming. It's mainly because all the kills are spread out between Xin and Alex Itch, and they've just been everywhere. Yeah. Teleports for the top and bottom, and then the Xin out ganks to support Ryze in mid lane once he's killed the others. They're doing an amazing job just team playing together and winning everywhere.
Trying to put the pressure on towards this middle turret. You can see Diamond Prox, he's sneaking around the side here. Rapid Star will not have his egg available. He has just picked up that blue buff. Diamond wants to get in and on towards Rapid Star. Rapid Star may walk straight in towards him. Yes, he will do. He's going to get the dash. He should be able to get the knockup. He pops the ultimate. Is it enough? No, Rapid Star gets away. Instead, they turn to Cloud Templar. Great rupture on Alex Itch. One of them would have been dead there. And meanwhile, you got Darien coming around the side, diving in towards him. Woong has taken down Edward. And well, Darien is going to back away. He's just going to pick up the wolves.
Madlife finally got the hook onto Edward. That was an unfortunate thing, but still 2 members mid. They burn so much. Sorry, 2 members top, and they burn so much mid. This dragon is completely free. They extend their lead.
Dragon taken down, nothing whatsoever that they can do about that one. You can see Renekton is in that top side of the jungle, so they need to be real careful here about where they step in. Cho'Gath just up by those wolves. Darien coming around on towards Shy's position, and now Darien is quite out in the open there. He's not really got much to protect him in terms of having that vision in there, but he does have that slice and dice. There is the turret going down, and we could see Darien in trouble now as we see Cho'Gath coming around the back.
Been baited into that fight. Is it going to be enough? He's got his ultimate running, devoids the rupture. He's going to turn around, try and fight this one, but he has going to get sliced and diced back up in a moment, and immediately gets out. The stun did come in there, but you can see Alex Itch is returning. Now he's trying to bait him in. Darien wants to force him in, but Alex backs away.
And for the second game in a row, Alex rushed a boot upgrade. This time it's actually distortion though, reducing the cooldown on his flash and his teleport. Both those things are so huge for him. At this case, it's smart because he's not losing any 1v1s to anyone, especially not Rapid Star right now. So he's increasing his map mobility and really increasing the pressure of Gambit Gaming overall.
Gambit here may have this turret way down on its HP. We do see Anivia and Cho'Gath both coming back in towards that middle lane. Wall goes down. Diamond going to take some damage. Actually stunned us. There's the silence. Ignite is down, and there is the ulti used by Diamond Prox. Is it going to be enough to get him away? He's managed to stay alive from that one, and he will walk away.
Wow, I thought he was a dead man, but he got that pop run in as soon as possible. All the lanes being shoved a little bit here. Alex is putting more pressure on towards Rapid Star now. Rapid Star very low again, but that ultimate is running. Rapid Star though without the blue buff, that is going to hurt him, and he's not going to be able to stay. He's just returned to lane and he's already on half hit points. Alex now with Darian coming in, he's just going to back away. Wolves are going to get picked up. Darian, he's just had no care so far. He seems to be well on his game. The whole of Gambit is so strong right now.
And Darian did the ward kill again right there, getting all 3 hits with the attack reset on his W for Renekton. Really good job by him just making sure that they can't scout where Alex goes. His teleport's going to be up. Alex's is in 50 seconds, so everyone's going to have to be scared really soon.
Surely it will make them play that bit more defensive. We can see there in the top lane, they actually pinged on towards Woong. They're pinging pretty much all over the place there, so furious communication going down. Cho'Gath is on that top side of the Azubu jungle, and we'll see if he tries to get involved as he comes around.
And you just got to wonder whether this Varus was too much of a gamble for Woong in that top. Genja feels very comfortable against it, and obviously picking up Ezreal. They knew exactly they were going to be up against Mad Life Blitzcrank. They left it available seemingly on purpose so we could get it going. I think honestly for the best bans, certainly against the Korean team. Teleport coming in towards the top lane. They catch the Varus ultimate on towards Edward. Edward should die from this one. Teleport was cancelled here. Not too sure why, whether it was interrupted. Meanwhile down the bottom lane you can see it's Darian coming on towards Shy, so he must have interrupted him. He does try and jump by the way from this one though. Diamond Prox, they should dive on the turret. They will dive on the turret. Darian gets in there. He's going to have the damage, but he does back away from this one. Very nice play there. So Gambit managing to save the top lane with that stun.
Really good job. And now after the interrupt, they're going straight for this blue buff, but they're getting collapsed on from 3 angles. They sneak it off and they are gone.
Yeah, that's great play as well. To deny a champion like Anivia who needs that blue buff is going to be crucial here. As you see Alex in this top lane, there's a true shot barrage coming across. Alex not quite in position there to get anything done.
Well, Alex was ready and waiting, and that could have been a double kill if instead they chose wisely to back away and say, fine, we'll just take your turret if you're going to leave us open for us. Meanwhile, mid turret has gone down, and they're actually shoving straight through and towards the inner turret. Let's see if Gambit responds to this one. Diamond is going to come around, avoids the rupture, goes straight on towards Cloud Templar. Has got a lot of damage, remember. He's been picking up a couple of kills on the path, and he will clear out that one. Now you can see Alex, he's going to collapse down the river. He's going to go straight towards Rapid Star. Rapid Star's going to get headed off here. He's not diverted. Instead, he's going to walk straight face palm in towards Alex. Going to lay the damage down. Edward's going to try and follow through. They haven't got enough to follow it in though, and he will walk away from this one. Now they're collapsing on towards the bot lane.
Yeah, this could get a little bit dangerous on all sides. We've got Renekton in there, and he's just going to be waiting. Shy coming out. Here we go. Get it in there. We are going to see Counter-Strike going down, but Darian already slicing and dicing his way out, and that will be him safe for now, at least. Shy there.
And this is the way the lane's going to be going for quite a while for Shy. It takes quite a bit more for Jax to ramp up than it does for Renekton. So Darian has to keep applying that pressure while Alex teleports around the map to make things happen. The teleports have kind of stopped working recently though for Alex, so they're in a bit of a lull right now. Gambit Gaming will have to continue to pressure more if they want to take this, because right now it's just stalled out.
So people starting to return to mid lane. They've taken the top, they've taken the bottom. Genja, I would expect to pay a visit into the mid lane, which you can see immediately Azubu are expecting as well. Ward's going to get placed out towards the Dragon. Madlife heading down towards the bottom lane to try and see if they can cause anything on towards Darian. Meanwhile, Gambit are starting to stack up in that mid lane. Genja just clearing out, free farming effectively in that top lane. 1-0-2, both gone for Bloodthirsters, both AD carries. Darian just going to back off, get that Sunfire Cape picked up. Diamond Prox farming out. So, 2 ADs, Woong with that Bloodthirster. Is he going to be able to create anything? Just that middle turret gone down, but I say just the middle turret. It removes a heck of a lot of vision for Gambit. And now they're going to try and react and get it themselves. Dragon, of course, will be up in just a second. And both teams starting to maneuver for this one.
We could see a big fight kicking off from this, so we can see Madlife there camping inside the brush. And to be honest, Gambit should be totally ready for this one. This one should be fairly obvious as the grab actually missing there. There's a flash wall coming out, but I think the Gambit will quite happily take the fight here.
Wow.
Shy is going to pick up one. Diamond Prox in a little bit of danger. Edward has to break off that absolute zero a little bit earlier, but Darian is there. Is Rapid Star going to get egged here? His ultimate is down, and now Darian is still there, and in comes Genja as well from that other side. And that is a lot of damage coming out by Gambit. There is Rapid Star going down. Shy has died as well. And that will be, in the end, a 2-for-1.
Well, Genja could chase this one down. They're going to go towards the Dragon. They are just down the bottom, both very, very low. Look at that. One true shot barrage would pick them both up, but they haven't got it. They're going to pick up the Dragon instead. It's another win for Genja.
I talked in the first game about how I was surprised that Darian plays Renekton so much, but he destroyed that fight with Renekton. They seem to have lost when Alex each died almost immediately. He'd been the one who was carrying them through most of it, and then Darian pretty much 1v4'd for a large portion of that fight, took down Rapid Star almost single-handedly, and then allowed the rest of the team to come through, Genja helping to finish off the egg. That was really impressive. The Sunfire Cape came in huge for Darian there.
So Genja clearing out the waves. Everybody going to go back to buy after that win fight, and it's given nearly a 4,000 gold advantage as well. Madlife clearing out. Hats picked up that Oracle. Or Genja catching a Q on him as well. They realise as he backs away. So everybody clearing out the waves, trying to farm out. Like you mentioned, Alex, the fact that he got taken out of that fight, he gained nothing from that fight because he was removed before any of the damage was able to allow down. Didn't really pick up any assists either though, but they can see Gambit. They're going to pile in 4-man on towards this middle turret, see what they can create from it. Alex has got his teleport up, so we're keeping our eye whether he goes anywhere. Shy also got his teleport as well, so could be some interesting pulls coming out from Gambit. And again, Darian taking that ward down.
Yeah, important stuff from that, you know, just denying that extra bit of vision that they've put in place there, Azubu. And they are still here, Moscow 5. I mean, Ezreal is down in the bottom, which could change how the course of this fight were to go. Madlife just pinging down onto Alexis's position. They are going to start moving in towards that turret. Wall comes down. Diamond getting a little bit cut off there from his team. Ultimate comes out of Varus as well. Diamond Prox going very, very low. Madlife took some damage as well, but Diamond will survive. No kills here.
And Genja wasn't there either, so they couldn't really put the damage down. It was simply a case of Diamond Prox getting pincered out by that wall. As it is, the top lane is really getting shoved quite hard. Darian's having to deal with Shy now, and that's what Shy needed. He had a little bit of a torrid time in the lane, and instead he's been able to pick up a bit of free farm, and now you can see he's ahead of Darian in terms of CS. That will just be leveled out in a moment by Darian. And now Darian's going to shove that lane on his own. Madlife kind of out of sorts at the moment, and Genja's putting no damage down on him. He could try and follow through on this one. He will. He's going to Arcane Shield through. Mana Shield pulse. He's going to get grabbed, but it doesn't matter because Genja solos him down.
That really hurts because Madlife had an Oracles in that situation, and now without the Blitzcrank threat, Rapid Star being a little bit low on mana, they might go to siege down this mid turret.
Yeah, that's right. It is already low. But Anivia, yeah. Not going to get there too easily. So you do see the wall put down there by Rapid Star. Genja actually just pulling those wraiths out. Darian's up in the top side of the jungle. Wards going down to have to grant themselves that vision. Madlife has respawned and will be coming back here, but will it be enough to hold on to this middle tower? Genja just trying to poke them away from it. And he does have that blood boil on as well, so it's not going to take too much. Wall goes down. Rupture actually lands onto Genja there. Well, that turret slowly but surely is going down.
You know what? This is the most aggressive I've seen Genja play in a long time. You know, even his lane partner Edward talks about how passive he always is, but he went for the kill straight away on that one. He was strong in lane as well. They managed to shove that turret down very quickly in the bottom lane. He's just been the ultra aggressive. It seems that he's adjusted finally to the Season 3 setup. The fact that he needs to be the aggressive AD carry, that would of course benefit Gambit Gaming. They talked about how in the first group series when they went 1-2, they played aggressive because they hadn't played together in a while. They just had to go their old style aggressive self. Kind of backfired a little bit in the group stage, and they managed to squeak on through, but it seems to be working very well against the Azubu Frost so far.
Wondering here if Gambit are thinking about Baron. That's 3 pink wards actually that they've got in their inventory right now, so certainly want to be clearing stuff out. Right now doing that blue buff. There's a 1 pink ward put down by Baron will reveal that there is nothing there for the taking.
And there's some really interesting things going on with the items here. Edward has not went for a Sightstone or even Ruby Sightstone. That's one of the reasons there's been so many pink wards on the map, is because all the gold he would have synced into the Sightstone, he's just put into pink wards right now. As the game moves on, that's going to hurt him a little bit overall, because he's just going to lose all those free wards that you get every time you go back to base. Also, Aegis of the Legion hasn't been built much this tournament. It's been built like Templar this game. I want to see if it makes a difference in teamfights, because they're down 3,000 gold, but they have the only real persistent ore item, because I haven't seen Diamond actually use his Locket of the Iron Solari in a teamfight yet.
Well, they were 4-man shoving up that mid lane. Suddenly realised that Moscow 5 could well be collapsing around them, as they were, and they've backed away once again. Pink's going down. They want to try and maybe force this one. Of course, that turret has got next to nothing left in terms of hit points. Darian's gone up towards the top. He's out of the fight right now. Shy has regrouped. He's going to head down that bottom. It just seems to be that Azubu are buying time for Shy to farm.
Yeah, and he needs to farm as well. I mean, we can see he's got the Blade of the Ruin King in there along with the Fade, but we'll see how that really affects things going forward, because he did do some good damage in that last team fight, really helping out, but in the end he went down, which obviously Moscow Fire, Gambit Gaming made the most of as well. And we can see them once again grouping up inside of this middle lane. There are wards down in the middle of it as well, but this turret is hanging on by a thread, and the minions just aren't making it up there.
No, you can see Gambit starting to stack up on this middle turret. It only needs a few hits, but the problem is Rapid Star's just going to wipe out that creep wave as soon as they come in there. Somebody somewhere needs to take the balls and get in and take a hit on it. Slowly but surely, here we go. Genja's going to try and poke it in there. Immediately, wall goes down. Rapid Star puts the ultimate down, catches everyone out. They're going in though. It's going to be a diver towards Madlock. Genja's desperately taking the turret down. He gets it down. Rapid Star gets taken down. Sorry, Madlock gets dropped as well. They're going to dive on towards it. They can't catch up towards Cloud Templar. One more hit will be it. Darian takes it down. Darian's going to go towards Rapid Star. Rapid Star is Edward's going to take the tower damage. Diamond Prox dives in. It's obliteration there for Azubu Frost. And Genja, so strong, just backs away. They're going Baron.
And they interrupted Shy's teleport by killing the tower, surprisingly enough, I think. I could be wrong, because if you teleport on a minion, it makes the minion invulnerable.
The trade here coming out could be deadly. Shy should be able to take this turret down. Can he get an inhibitor turret down? Because Gambit are going to take a while on this Baron. There's the Wonder. Darian's just immediately recalled. He's going to react.
Yeah, and that's the perfect scenario from them. Yes, they've lost that inner turret down at the bottom, but they're not going to lose any more from that. And we are going to see them taking that Baron. There's a pink wall put through, and look at Genja's position there. Ooh, Edward. Wow, that was ridiculously close. Actually came away. Yeah, I'm sure he's like, what are you talking about, guys? I've got loads of health remaining after that.
Yeah, no problem, just backs away. 4-0-5 for Genja right now. He's just been in the right place at the right time, and with the fact that we're seeing Diamond Prox being his old aggressive stuff, diving in there, crescent sweeping, knocking people up. Azubu trying to take every advantage they can, but get that dragon out. We are seeing Darian coming around. He's not going to be there in time, but it's 11-3 in kills, 3-4 in turrets. Azubu Frost still with the advantage in turrets just because they took that bottom one, but that Baron, big difference for Gambit Gaming here, and they could, well, start stacking the differences up. Can they go for any of these inner turrets?
I just want to make the point that we've seen this team before
get
in a great position, but Anivia on the other team held the game out long enough that they managed to lose it in the end. Well, that was obviously against CLG at DreamHack last year. The way that they're playing today, though, they look a completely different team to what we saw on day number 1, where they lost their 2 opening games, only got through to this semi-final on times.
It's quite an amazing comeback. Maybe they just had bad travel, or they weren't quite ready, or they just had the wrong mindset coming into day 1, because they're clearly showing their potential right here. This looks a lot like the Moscow 5 we used to see when they broke out on the scene like crazy in Kiev. Now under the new name Gambit Gaming, will they be able to do something? Mad Life dodged the pull again by Darian. He's so good at that this game.
Darian being singled out, but not really able to follow it up with any damage. That just threw everything at him, every ability, and Darian is like, what's up? I'm fine, I've got a Warmogs. Meanwhile, Alex Itch up the top lane, just shoving on towards that turret. They're pinging it, they realise they've got to react to it. Meanwhile, the bottom lane has also got to stack towards it. They're having to 5-man defend this one. Now we're seeing Shy going up towards the top there, but in the jungle you can see it's actually Genja and Edward sat there coming up towards it. Shy might get singled out here if he's not careful. They're going to go towards him, they're going to dive him. You can see Alex is going in, he's going to leap on towards the turret. Is it going to be enough? Alex is tanky enough, but Shy actually taking a lot of damage there. Meanwhile, down the mid lane, they're continuing to push on towards the inner turret. And well, Gambit Gaming are keeping them stretched here.
Yeah, and that's what they've got to do, try and split their forces. I mean, the thing is, Shy, he's had that time now to get himself, you know, more and more fed. He's actually 10 CS behind only, considering how that was before. It's 1,000 gold overall, as we are obviously level in the turrets, but those dragons really making the difference in there as well, not to mention the fact that it is 2-0-3 compared to the 1-2-0. There is that Giant's belt now as well being picked up by Jax. That just gives him that little bit more staying power right in the middle of the fight.
So 26.5 minutes gone in this game. Gambit Gaming with the advantage, but is it enough? The ward's being taken down. Just every inch of gold being given to Genja there by Edward. He could have quite easily gone for that and taken it with that Oracle being used by himself. Genja is going to come around, he's going to start laying down the damage in towards this mid lane. Again, Alex is splitting off. He's going to clear out that giant wave down the bottom and push it straight up to the inner turret. The rest of his team are starting to single out. They're going to go towards the bottom inner turret.
And they are headed there with 3 men still, AD carry and Renekton in that middle lane. But look at this, they're going to have that turret away. There's nothing here that Azubu Frost can do about that one. They've got Shy actually pushing the top. That was close.
And you can really see Gambit's overall pressure. Shy's trying to get this, his teleport now back up, but 3 outers again. We saw this in the first best of 3 when the Baron buff went up. They got the 3 of them on the outer side, and they're just going to, I don't think they're going to be able to continue pulling this in. Oh, he gets pulled.
The hook on Genja, but he just arcane shifts away, and that is why they picked Ezreal. They knew it was coming. Shy's trying to do his same tricks. He's pushing on towards that bottom wave. He may be able to take another into turret, which is why you can see Gambit Gaming all reacting. They're going to go back, and immediately Shy has to respond. He's backing away, but that is now all of the inner turrets taken out with that Baron buff. It's working very nicely for Gambit Gaming so far.
Yeah, and Azubu Frost now are going to have to do that bit of turtling. The Baron buff obviously has now run out. 30 minutes and 30 seconds it respawned, so still a decent amount of time before that actually comes back up. Genja needs to watch out here because that Jax will probably take him out if he's not careful. Actually manages to steal that away there in the end, and this is what you were talking about. We used to see Genja so offensive all the time, and then it just stopped happening. Like he became a lot more of a passive player, but this performance from Genja is just brilliant today. 4-0-5 currently. Up there, in fact, he's got the most CS in the game along with the Nivea.
We can't entirely write off Azubu Frost yet, though. These guys have made their 2nd straight OGN final in a row. They were 2nd place at the World Championships, finishing ahead of Moscow 5, and they have looked so dominant this entire tournament.
It's their 3rd straight final, I believe, isn't it?
You're right.
It's their 3rd straight final in OGN. They've been at every step of the way. They are the Korean Masters. Their sister team is in the final ready and waiting. But who will they face? Will it be Frost or will it be Gambit? As it is, Alex Itch once again split pushing down that bottom wave. Mid lane, Diamond Prox split pushing in the middle. Top lane, Darian and Genja. The hook comes through. It doesn't land once again. And they are just juking Mad Life's hooks every step of the way so far. That Blitzcrank is not working out as it normally does.
It's crazy. They've almost baited Mad Life into picking his best, most feared champion and made him almost irrelevant. There's only been one good hook this entire set, and that was on Alex Itch's Kazakhs that won in the team fight in the first game and almost pulled him back. But it's not the Mad Life Blitzcrank that he became so legendary for.
Yeah, and they've got nice champions as well. I mean, to avoid them, you've got the Arcane Shift from Genja. We've seen it already in action there. We've seen Darian slice and dice his way out of about 10 pulls, I think, by now over the course of these last 2 games. Yeah, okay, Edward, if he gets pulled, he's probably going down, as we saw already in this game as well. And Diamond Prox, he's got his ultimate. He can disperse them all away from him if he does end up getting pulled out.
And across the field, the items starting to stack out. Muramana coming out, of course, from Alex Itch. We have the Warmogs across the board, as you kind of got used to seeing by now. A lot of damage from Genja. They're going to be picking up another dragon, extending that gold lead to 8,000 gold. Now 11-3 in kills, 6-4 in turrets, Jack. This is starting to look very good for Gambit Gaming.
And Genja actually went back to base. He had enough gold for an Infinity Edge, but he decided to go for a Guardian Angel. So that's going to continue his aggressiveness because now he can dive in with just even more reckless abandon. Split pushing coming up from Alex because he's got his teleport up. It might be about time for Gambit Gaming to start a fight again because Baron is up. They're going to want to get some action down there.
And Fortitude pots as well, picked up by Darian and Genja there. Baron, like you say, is up, and I think they're going to go for it, Joe.
Yeah, there's a good few wards put down. Actually, Blitzcrank, you can see, does have that Oracle on and is doing his best to get rid of all the vision on the backside of that Baron pit. They've got wards actually in the jungle as well. One, I think they just missed that Woong just walked over. Well, we've got Nunu up there with Edward, who's been utilising those pink wards even more coming forward. Problem is, I'm not sure if Azubu are going to be able to really challenge it. I mean, Shy's down in that bottom lane, but he's got teleport. We've got Rise coming in here as well. When these 4 men are here, I mean, they obviously don't really want to use that teleport if needed, but they certainly can get Alex into the fight as soon as possible.
And it is so scary trying to poke around Baron with a Blitzcrank who could pull someone over a wall. Edward just dodging out. He knew that was coming, but both the blitz hooks or just the right Anivia wall that bisects your team in a wrong way could lose you the game. So even though Gambit has about an 8,000 gold advantage here, they got to proceed with a lot of caution.
They're going in towards Cloud Templar. Ultimate used by Alex there, but they didn't really manage to land on anyone. They wanted to take that jungler down, take that smite away from the fight. Instead, they're going to force it. Are Azubu going to react to this one? They're going to have to. They're coming around Madlife with that Oracle clearing them out, but you can see the Baron has been started out here. Now they're going to peel off. They're going in towards it. Down Prox goes sleeping through. Shy seems to be the target. Rapid Star was taken down very low. Madlife taken down. True Shot Barrage goes across Rapid Star. Rapid Star is still low. They're just being brutalized though here. Shy is being picked off by Alex Inch and Diamond Prox. Shy is going to go down. Meanwhile, down the side there goes Shy. Oh, he's flashed away with it. Doesn't matter. Darian takes down Cloud Templar. Woong now being the target. It's going to be a slice and dice up in a moment. Darian is going to desperately try and get him towards it. He's going to dive in. There's Genja getting Rapid Star down as well. Madlife trying to keep him out. Instead, beautiful from Edward. He blocked out there. Managed to pull himself in. Darian getting called out as well. Really well-controlled fight. It's a 3-0.
That was such a cool opening by Gambit Gaming. Alex each teleported about 2,000 or 3,000 range over, but he used it to initiate onto the back of Azubu's entire team. And from there, they just scattered, taking away the position control of Anivia and Blitzcrank. They didn't care about walls because they were all scattered absolutely everywhere, and they wiped up 4-for-1, took a Baron. 4-for-0, took a Baron.
Absolutely amazing stuff from Gambit. This is what we all want to see, the you know, the old Moscow 5, let's call it.
Flashbacks almost, because the stuff they're doing is so different than what we've seen throughout the rest of the tournament. Sure, they still have the Warmog, sure they're still kind of doing bruisery team comps, but the way Alex has been upgrading his boots extremely early, the way Darian is just playing Renekton, the jungle's in coming back, even though Nunu has a Sightstone right now, building just absurd amounts of pink wards and no Sightstone early, even just the Guardian Angel on the AD carry, which a lot of people have stopped doing, it is seeming a little innovative at least.
And you know, the confidence boost that this could give them, I've spoke to them many times after tournaments when they've lost big results. Against Taipei Assassins, they thought they messed up. You know, they simply said, you know, Taipei didn't win that. We made too many mistakes that we don't normally make. They just felt really angry with themselves, and this is a team that will get angry with themselves. They will shout quite happily. They do it away from the cameras, but it does happen. And as at the moment, Gambit Gaming are starting to push their way through. If they were to take down Azubu Frost, that many perceive as the strongest team in Korea right now, it would be a great feather in their cap and give them a huge confidence boost moving in towards the finals here at the Intel Extreme Masters in Katowice, Poland. It has been a fantastic tournament, really strong turnout from all the teams, and honestly, you could not put money against Gambit Gaming right now because they have looked so much like a different team. It's like we used to see in the old Counter-Strike days, Joe. The teams that go into the lower bracket come through so strong and just obliterate the opposition.
And right now, you can probably even argue from past results that Frost are the best team in the world, to be honest with you. Certainly moving into Season 3, they're one of the teams that's had the most success and the most practice in this one. So certainly a fantastic result so far for Gambit. Let's not count Azubu Frost just yet out of this game. But look how Gambit are doing this one. They're pushing all 3 lanes simultaneously.
And eventually, I feel like they're going to be able to break through. This is their way of trying to stop Anivia from just farming out everything. Bottom lane is all over the place right now. They're getting a lot of damage on that turret. As top pushes so much pressure, they're going to get a turret soon.
Rapid Star tries to throw the stun out, but they are struggling. You've got the bottom wave. There's the bottom turret going down. The top turret is also very low. Alex is going to go for it towards Cloud Templar. He baits Shy into jumping towards him. Diamond Prox goes in towards it. Rapid Star's running out of mana right now. He's having to pop his ultimate, but he's going to have to go back to the fountain. He can't do anything. The top turret is being taken down very low. Woong in the top lane is going to get picked off. You can see Genja trying to get on towards him. That's going to be the inner turret. That's going to be the inhibitor going down. The top inhibitor is going to get dropped as well. This is Gambit Gaming. Could they take it 2-0? I'm not too sure, Joe. You can see Azubu Frost trying to react.
Yeah, they're coming back in here, Azubu. They want another go. They've all healed up. Look at Templar. He's the big tank in the team, and he's just been absolutely destroyed. Woong, the next focus. He goes down. Killed for Alex Ich there. Mad Life now the next target. Darian going to destroy him along with Diamond. Rapid Star now last man left alive. He is going to fall down. Double kill in the end there for Genja. And Gambit Gaming are going to take the Nexus down and 2-0 Azubu Frost.
It's GG for Gambit Gaming. They're going to take it through. It's 2-0. It's going to be Azubu Blaze versus Gambit Gaming in the final. Who would have predicted it? We thought it was going to be a career whitewash. It was not. It's 20-3. Gambit Gaming performing fantastically well like they always have done before.
And now they have a chance to take out both the Azubu teams in the same day. If they could pull that off and run the Gambit, that would be a huge feather in Europe's cap as far as the strength of the European scene. So impressive because Frost actually looked a little bit stronger than Blaze in the OTN, beating them both times. I cannot wait for the final that we're going to have.
Yeah, this is going to be an incredible show, and who would have guessed it? Gambit, a team who, they're the reigning world champions of the Intel Extreme Masters. They won Gamescom. They're such an accomplished team for such a short space of time, to be honest. They were so good across the board. They came here on Friday, played in Group A, and nearly got knocked out of the tournament. They got through on timing, and look how they've just picked apart Azubu Frost there. I mean, that play in the last game, pushing all three lanes at the same time, like, brilliant.
And you know what? They seem to just stick with their own picks. They didn't try and counter what the Koreans were doing. They just said, you know what? We're going to play how we always play. Let's see what Jason and Panky has to say about it, though. What a fantastic game.
Fantastic game indeed, Demon. That was amazing. Gambit Gaming 2-0ing Frost, giving them their only 2 losses of the entire tournament. Panky, walk us through what happened.
Everyone put our faith in them. They squeezed through the groups, as we've said time and time again, but it was so tight. 60 seconds changing who went through that group. Gambit did it. They weren't quite performing on Friday. They've turned it around. They've shown us what they can be. They've shown us what they have been. They've shown us why they were the best in Europe for so long. 2-0ing Azubu Frost, going to take down Blaze in the, or going to try and take down Blaze in the final now in such incredible fashion. As D-Man Joe said, back to their roots, aggression. Genja 1v1ing Mad Life from the final match. Diamond Prox right at the end there. Alex wanted to pull off that bottom turret. Diamond Prox, no, I'm going to stay on it. And if you're on top of him, he was walled in. He just sat there, kept attacking the turret, popped his ult when they got too close, kept attacking the turret, and as soon as it died, that base just opened up, and from there on out, it was a 1 game, but it was very tight all the way through. There were a lot of big fights. I want to go over the first blood, though. We've seen variations on that time and time again when these lane swaps have gone in. In this case, Azubu put Shy in the bottom lane with the blue buff. Of course, that big wave came up. Diamond Prox tried to come around the backside. We've seen that 3v1 gank time and time again. But Cloud Templar knew about it. Obviously, Azubu have done it. They've used this gank time and again, and they were ready. They were here for 3v2. That's not what that's not what Gambit had in mind. They brought that teleport in. Edward planting this pink ward over the wall into the tri-bush. Alex is teleporting down. They picked up a double kill and taking the turret by 4 minutes gave them such a phenomenal advantage that they could do whatever they wanted for the first 10-20 minutes of the game. By the time the team fight started, they were so strong.
Yeah, they did what was Blaze did. They systematically picked apart Frost like Blaze did against Fnatic. We're going to go into this replay just to show you, because this completely opened up the game, just like you're saying, Pinky.
He said, there's the teleport coming in. As soon as they realized Cloud Templar was there, he gets taken down very low straight away. Edward tanking the turret for as long as he can. The snare goes down onto Shy, and despite the leap away, the ignite and the last damage there, Edward gets the kill with the ignite tick. He backs off from the turret. Turret aggro does go onto Genja, which is less than ideal, but at this point, Cloud Templar is so low, he gets out with those 2 shots, and that's enough. those 2 kills going on to some very important members of Gambit Gaming, giving a great start. Okay, Edward's not ideal, but 1 onto each of them, it's still very, very powerful.
You'll take that any day.
Yeah, exactly. It goes through Pepper at the end of the day. He loves getting kills and his supports. He's happy to do it. Alex is getting the other one, meaning, okay, teleporting down the lane, giving someone else a double kill, getting a turret. It's good for your team, but it's not so great for your lane. Him getting that kill means this is all good for his team, and he got that kill, so it's good for his lane. So he can go back, despite having been pushed away, and still be just as strong. Coming up against Anivia is a big part in that too, simply because of how little Anivia can roam. She is the slowest champion in the game, amongst with Lulu and a couple of others. She's very bad at roaming. You cannot do that. And abusing that teleport, getting down there early when she cannot respond to it, really good play from Gambit Gaming.
And one thing that doesn't get talked about a lot is the finesse it takes to do those kind of dives, especially when they're so low, so low level. We saw Edward tanking that turret for as long as possible, and with that, able to secure those 2 kills. And also teleport, such a huge factor in this game. It kind of fell off as the game progressed, but those 2 first teleports out of Alex completely set them up. And even in the late game, I mean, it didn't do as much of an impact, but it was the threat of it is what really kept Frost scared.
Yeah. I want to go over that 32-minute team fight outside the Baron. It's 11 kills to 3 in favor of Gambit. There was that teleport that Jack mentioned that Alexic did. He only teleported from the Baron pit to the tip of the river, but that was enough. It split Frost up. I mean, this big, tanky, high-damage champion was suddenly behind them. They couldn't just wall them off and split them with Anivia. They couldn't grab one out from Mad Life and isolate him because he had a friend in there to help. Shy had his stun channeling, was ready to leap in and stun everyone on Gambit. Suddenly, Alex is behind him. He had to go that way, stunned 1 target instead of 5. Really changed up the way this fight went. Split up completely too, so we didn't get to see all of it in the actual course of the game. So we want to try and slow it down and isolate some parts of this fight.
They're making your job hard, Benki.
Well, the ending, splitting everyone up, that was a nightmare.
Yeah, well, there's that teleport right behind them, and yeah, like you said, it completely caught them off guard.
The Anivia stun goes off and hits completely nothing there. Diamond goes straight in onto Mad Life because there's a squishy target at the front. It means he doesn't get his ult or his grab off for quite some time. Shy leaping to the backside is completely on his own from here. See Mad Life going down very low. He's used very few abilities. Woong does fly his ult off in here, which is a great position for this wall. It's cutting Genja and Edward out. They can't do much damage for a long time, and Woong's ult hitting them both means it keeps them there. Unfortunately, Edward's a little way in the front, so it's going to hold him there, and Genja does actually get away and come around and join the rest of the fight. But it's a good start, it's a nice try. Rapid Star's ult on this ramp does help cut Gambit in half again, but Darien, he's so strong. He's so big, he's just on top of Woong, he's on top of Mad Life. Genja now closing in and catching up. He's going to have a lot of gap closes. Ezreal was a very mobile champion. Does keep coming up towards this mid lane. And even though Cloud Templar's the one exposed, a nice slash from Edward means he can start channeling that ultimate, gets a slowdown onto both Woong and Templar, gets another Ice Blast down onto Woong. Genja can help switch back now onto Rapid Star because Alex just finished off with Shy with the help of Diamond Proc. Drop him into the egg and then just sit here and beat away on a helpless target, while the rest of Gambit Gaming are chasing back up Woong towards the mid lane. And normally, yes, you want to chase very carefully because you're going to see that grab now. It's Blitzcrank is what he does. Does get that knock up onto Darien. Edward then manages to eat the grab. He comes in. We've told before how in lane phase, if you grab that Nunu, it's going to be a bad day for you. That happens there. The slow goes onto Mad Life. Darien comes in. Edward's tanking the turret. Darien manages to pick up another quick, easy kill. It's 4 for nothing. And Gambit, okay, they're low health, but with only Woong left up, can switch back, pick up a Baron, take a lot of objectives in it, and really snowball that game through.
Yeah, Darien was such a huge factor this entire game. He finished off 5-0 and 5, 14.1 thousand gold. Had the second highest CS on the team, second highest in the game. I mean, in both games, he was crucial because he would get into the front line, or sorry, the back line, and really keep those people locked up he needed to. He stuck to Anivia like glue and didn't let him do any damage.
That matchup, Renekton versus Jax, we mentioned earlier, Renekton wins it early. Jax does slowly scale back and make it even. It normally happens a lot quicker than what we saw in that game, but because they lost that blue buff early on, because he was so far behind in CS, because they lost that turret, he gave up the double kill, Darien was able to just keep pressuring him for longer, keep locking him down, keep him back under that tier 2 turret for even longer than normal. And yes, they stalled a long while. They let Shy farm, they let him get up there. It was still never quite enough, and by the point that they had these fights, the strength of Gambit Gaming allowed them to do these things, to split it off. Alex coming in behind, dragging Shy away, 2-manning Shy, while Darien just kited the rest of the team. All these extra things that you wouldn't normally have to do unless you were that far ahead. And if you did do them without being that far ahead, it would lose you the game.
Yeah, and they did. They actually starved him quite a bit in that bottom lane, and then, like you're saying, later in farm, didn't really matter because when they actually would start a fight, it would end too quickly for him to actually get it. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and go to the stage for a post-match interview.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. We are here with Alex. First of all, Alex, congratulations. You must be feeling absolutely terrific after winning that.
We're excited. Thanks, everyone. And this was really hard game for us. It's like the first game was very hard. Like we analyzed like yesterday totally what we did wrong against Blaze. We knew that Frost is easier opponent for us, although the Frost is winning Blaze all the time. So we knew that it's like their nicknames. So Frost is playing more stable, like more solid play, like something like CLGU, maybe a bit more aggressive because it's Korean team, of course. And Blaze like some crazy stuff. So we knew that against solid play, we can like turn it to our aggression. So we tried it. Like in first game, we couldn't do it that well, but like in second game, everything went in our favor. And in first game, I think that the most exciting moment was when I stole the dragon with a random W.
So that first game, you seem to be behind in that first game. In many parts of the game, it was like a phased game all the way through, and yet you still came out. Was it just sticking by the plan and not deviating, or did you have to change things up?
I just think that like our heroes were better than theirs for the team fights. So it's like they saw that we got full physical damage, so they built only armor and HP, and still we got a lot of magic damage, so we were able to outscale them in late game.
Okay, one final question. Grand final now. You've got to beat another Azubu to claim the title, but 1 year ago you were at IEM Ukraine at the time in Kiev, and you won there. So 1 year on, is it another win?
We will do our best, so we can do it.
He can do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Brawa dla Gambit Gaming i dla Aleksisza.
Thanks very much, Alex. You are free to go. That's Alex from Gambit Gaming, and Gambit Gaming will be in the grand final for League of Legends. Before we go any further, though, I did want to make a quick announcement to all of you in the audience. Some guy from SK Gaming called Ocelot. Yeah, he's signing autographs on the Intel booth right now.
Jeśli ktoś nie zrozumiał, to na stoisku Intela, tutaj tym niebieskim z tym fajnym dywanem, jest Ocelot, który rozdaje autografy. Pewnie będzie jakaś godzinna kolejka do niego, ale dacie radę. A tymczasem za chwileczkę, właśnie już idą, teraz zaprezentujemy wam zwycięzców naszego konkursu cosplayowego. Właściwie nie tylko zwycięzców, zwyciężczynie oraz całą resztę, a są naprawdę niesamowici. Poprosimy was tutaj.
Okay, I think Tarek just translated my words, but it took longer, that's all. It's slightly different. Anyway, let's get back to the action, because we do have something very special coming up now. We have the results of the cosplay competition. So if I can have all of the cosplay competition entrants onto the stage, please. Big round of applause, please, for the cosplay entrants. Look at these. So good.
Proszę dziewczyny do przodu. Aleksandra, Julia. A cała reszta tutaj prosimy z tyłu, stańcie. Prosimy tutaj, prosimy, chodźcie tutaj, rozstawcie. Gdzie jest Timo?
Okay.
Jest Timo, jest.
Really good. Ladies and gentlemen, the cosplay entrance, fantastic, look at that. Brilliant.
Oklaski!
Okay. I would tell you which one of them won, but I actually don't know.
Pierwsze miejsce zajęła Riven,
great.
czyli Aleksandra. Drugie miejsce zajęła Kali, także Aleksandra. Trzecie miejsce Nidali, Julia. A Timo jest jako
Okay. I want to just get a very quick word. How long does it take to make costume?
Well, it was about 2 months of work. Yeah.
Wow, and does it cost much money?
Well, a bit.
But it's okay, it's something you enjoy.
Of course, I'm so glad I won. Thank you.
Okay, well done. Ladies and gentlemen, the cosplay.
Słuchajcie, oklaski dla wszystkich, są niesamowici naprawdę.
Okay, we're going to take a very short break, but when we come back, guess what? It's League of Legends Grand Final time!